message this morning. Good morning, everyone. Manos did send me one message this morning. He said, don't forget to press record. That's the only message I got.
Well played.
Fantastic. I hope everyone's well this morning. I guess it's still a bit early. We're a couple of minutes away from the start, but thank you all for joining in this morning. Before we do get started, I want to make a special mention as well to our dear friends in Queensland, because they're going to go through it. We love this country of ours, but gee, she tests us at times.
Does.
And they're going to go through it again. So we hope all goes as best as it can go for our friends and colleagues and all their families and friends up in Queensland and those areas. I think northern New South Wales might even catch some of it too. So it's just it's pretty daunting what's going to happen. But let's all pray for them and make sure that everything goes as well as can be. Thanks everyone for joining in. What a session. I woke up about 2 in the morning and I was thinking of this and I thought, wow, how good is this going to be? We've got 3 beautiful ladies on this morning, but not so much for that. They're just powerhouses in the industry this morning, and a great session, Bulletproofing Your Referral Network. It's one thing that we always want to know, what's the best way to get referrals, and just listening to you go through your notes during the week. Even I took down some fantastic notes out of that, just to say how good, and everyone's different, and that's what I loved about it the most. So I think we are recording now. We might as well make a start. I'll admit people as they go. Elise Ormston, thank you very much for your efforts in putting this value-packed panel together. So we've got Julie Ormston, of course, there. You'll be hosting the session today. Carole Saville. Good morning, Carole. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fantastic.
Fantastic. Nice to see you. And Aisha Coe as well. Aisha's the newbie to the agent's agency, of course, but
what an addition.
Well established and well respected. So, ladies, good morning. Aisha, you all good?
Yeah, good to go.
Fantastic. Yes. And Julie, got the thumbs up from you?
2 thumbs up now. Thanks.
2 thumbs up. That's fantastic. So thank you very much. All right. So I may as well hand over to you now. Julie, take us from here.
Thank you, Arthur. So firstly, I would also like to say thank you to Elise. I used to be known as Julie Ormston. I'm now known as Elise Ormston's mother. So I'll take that. Really proud of my girl. Very proud to be sitting here with 2 powerhouses. My partner in crime, Carole Saville, and Aisha Coe. What an addition you are to our work family, Aisha. We are so privileged to have you. Thank you, thank you.
I'm super excited to be here. Can't wait to get up and running and get cracking.
Okay, so I just thought I'd start with my top tips, because everybody talks about referrals and how hard they are to get. But I would like to say that they're very easy. And if you nail this part of your business, if you're nailing repeat referral clients, business just gets so much easier. So my top tip is be a nice human. We could almost stop the training there, Arthur. I think that's really what it is be a nice human, be memorable for all the right reasons. You will not get referrals unless you're delivering outstanding outcomes for clients. Even if we are paying for referrals, people will not refer their friends and family to us unless we're exceptional. So we need to be exceptional. I heard a great tip on Tom Ferry this week, and it talked about training. I love to train. I train every day, but often we hear the same things. So I don't think we'll be telling you anything new today, Arthur. I think it's all been said before, but you may hear it differently, and you may have some room in your life to implement something a little bit differently. I've listened to what Aisha and Carole are doing in their businesses, and it is so replicatable. You can duplicate, you can rip off and completely put your spin on what they're doing. So I'd love to see everybody take one of the suggestions and actually implement it in your business. I think you need to be authentic. If you're just authentically you, if you're not trying to be anybody else, you won't resonate with everybody, but you will build a tribe of people that like and respect you and that you like working with, and they'll know other people like them that you'll enjoy working with too. So I think just be authentic, be yourself, say no to bad business, because there are just some people out there that you will not be able to please, and they can mess with your mindset and be really, really damaging to your referral business. And yeah, just live and work with grace and ease and flow. And if you nail the referral business, life gets so much easier. So they're my top tips. Any questions along the way, please throw them at us. Maybe, Elise, if you can yell them out to us. But for me, referrals are everything. I drive a branded car. I smile like a fiend every time I pass a puppy, because everybody loves their dogs more than they love their husbands or their significant others. So, you know, they see my big smile, they see my brand, it's all subliminal. So, okay, Elise, next slide, please. Okay, so at the core of my referral program are my $500 referral thank yous. We do an A3 big thank you letter with every gift that we give at settlement to both the buyers and the sellers. All people see is, you know, the $500. Now, again, they won't refer you if they haven't loved working with you. So you've got to earn that right. But when Elise asked me for the numbers, I think it was over 60%, wasn't it, Elise, in total? That was either repeat referral, an affiliate referral, a past buyer. So that's lovely business, and it's easy business because often you go in uncontested and pre-sold. Like, you know, if I go into a referral, the new clients say, oh, well, Jane told me I'm really going to have to do this, and this for you, Julie, and they're prepped and they're ready to go. And yeah, it's yours to lose is what I would say if you go in on a referral. So a big chunk of my business came from our referral program. So that's the official one. We try and promote that everywhere. We now have a great big core flute check that we write their names on and take photos of them holding their big check for digital proof, social proof that we are actually giving out our referral rewards.
So, Julie, can I just ask? So you say digital proof. Where is that? I mean, Facey and
yep, Facey, Insta, Google. You know, we ask them to share it. Obviously, it gets a lot more traction. So the comment on the bottom there, this was something that I learned at one of my first really good training sessions, was who has your list? So in other words, who already knows the people that you want to work with? Is it your electrician, your accountant, your financial planner? Is it, you know, who, and I won't, because Aisha's the queen of this, so I won't go into this too much, but because I can't wait to hear Aisha, because you've got some top tips in that regard. But who has your list? Who can make it easier? It's that ripple effect. Who do you know? Who do you know? You know, for me, I'm very strong on Facebook. So I'm very authentic on Facebook. If you look at my Facebook page, there's not a lot of real estate. There's a lot of community. That's the other thing I would say. Be really, really active in your community. It's much easier being a big fish in a little pond, and it's much nicer to spend money that actually does immediate good than spray marketing that people might just put in the bin. So next one, please, Elise. Yeah, so referral rewards, our big thank you letters, the girls' gala. If anybody refers somebody to me, even if they don't actually list with me, they automatically get 2 tickets to our annual girls only gala. So that's a big event and everybody wants to be on that list. Home opens and buyer engagement. Carole and I both do exceptionally well from people that we've never sold to, who have met us many years ago in our home opens, and we have been memorable for all the right reasons. So home opens, we have music on, we're usually dancing in the kitchen. I have jelly beans and giveaways. I'm known as the jelly bean lady, but just treating people nicely. I met two quick stories from the weekend. It's just so important, guys. Now your home opens, and they're so much more fun if you're having fun. So I had two very different stories. I advertise in a local company's pizza boxes. And so when they open their pizza box, they're hit with my face. I met a lovely blended family the weekend before last, and they told me their story that, you know, they're two becoming one, and between them, they've got 5 kids. They only had one of them with them. And I said, oh, I've got just the perfect house coming up. I'll let you know about it. Hopefully I'll see you next week. And he rang me during the week and he said, I'm bringing the tribe, Julie. And I went, great, love to meet the tribe. Maybe come a little bit early so you get a nice quiet look. So they did come early. And as they were walking in, I heard one of the girls say, it's our Julie. And I said to them, what does that mean, our Julie? I'd never met these children before. And they said, Julie, we order Wanneroo pizza every single week. And every single week we open the lid and there's our Julie smiling at us. And the oldest girl said to her mum, I am going to look after our Julie when she's old. And Elise, I thought this was really good because you'll be pulling the plug and I'll have somebody saying, no, go.
That's very relatable.
So that was really lovely. And I had another really lovely comment from a Muslim family that came through, and they came through 2 consecutive opens, and I spent quite a bit of time with them because they are seller buyers, which is really in our fast-paced market at the moment, the hardest category to be in. So I spent a little bit of time explaining their options, and they said to me, Julie, you're the only agent that's actually stopped and talked to us. We have been interested in so many homes that we've seen, but nobody has engaged with us. So yeah, just treat people the way that you would like to be treated. So I think home opens, buyer engagement, super important. The power of the branded pen. The reason I put that in there was to remind myself. So obviously we all have our giveaways. One of my giveaways in my home opens are my pens, and people say, Julie, I have 10 of these at home. And I go, terrific. Did you know that each of those pens is worth $500 if you give it to somebody that sells with me?
Oh, that is brilliant.
And so then, rather than giving it back to me, Arthur, they snatch it back because the value of that pen has
I've
changed
never heard that before, Julie.
significantly.
That
So that's the
is
power of the branded pen. And pay it forward coffees. So I've actually stopped my coffee van. Carole is kicking goals with hers. It will be one of the things that she talks about. But I regularly zip over to the coffee shop and put a couple of $100, make sure they've got my little Bitmoji stickers to go on the cups, tell them to put it, pay it forward to people that look like they're having a tough day, or just people that are kind to them. And it's really lovely because people say, oh, I've had a couple of your coffees. And I say, well, you must be a nice human, because they only give them to nice humans. So just little things, nothing's hard. It's all really, really easy. And those $500 vouchers, I have them on display. I haven't rebranded that one yet because I got a lot of them. So it still says eView. But the kids pick them up because the flip side of that, they look like money. And so kids are drawn to those. So pick up the DL voucher. It's got $500. And on the back, we tell them the type of clients that we like dealing with. So that is, I think, me. Is it not, Elise? Is
Just
that
a quick question. Can I ask this girls' gala night? Is it capped, Julie? Do you have, is it 200?
Yeah, so it's capped by the capacity of the venue. So we started off in a smaller venue and it's just blown up. So now we take the entire venue. It's the local venue. We have, so to be on the invite list, you either need to be doing good out there in the community. I just added somebody this week because she came up with a beautiful initiative. So she's on the list now. You need to have bought or sold with me, or you need to be a referrer. Or I just need to like you, really. So people I like. And if people are not kind on those nights, because those nights are an amazing place for people to make new friends, be authentic, just have fun. But we've had a few that have come in and they've been rude to bar staff or whatever. They're off the list. So it's all about kindness. It's all about making it a safe place for people.
Beautiful.
So we dress up, we have drag queens, we have disco, we have a photo booth, we have drinks and food. It's a great night, a really good night. So
sounds like the hottest ticket in town. That's what it sounds like to me.
it is. I listed a house last night, Arthur, and she said to me, oh, so does that mean I get 2 tickets now because I came as a guest last year? And I went, yes, you get 2 tickets. She went, yes. I mean, she's paying me 25 grand, but
There's a quick question from Andy. Where do you source your pens from? Do you remember your supplier?
that's a question for Kerry, but I believe it's Quick Copy, Andy. But Kerry Brune, she's not in today, but if you send Kerry
I've
an
asked her,
email,
so I'll be able to find out.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Quick Copy.
Fantastic.
Easy. Okay. On to
Okay.
Can I just
Carole?
ask one quick question? Sorry, before we go on to Carole, one quick question. I mean, you've branded yourself orange and you've done that to stand out, right? So we all know that. How's that
But I
working
look good in orange.
Yes, you do. How's that working for you?
Yeah, it's amazing. So when I first started in real estate, Arthur, I'd come from a corporate background.
Mm-hmm.
And so I modeled myself on people that I believed were super successful. And so they were all suit wearing, very corporate types. And I did that for a very, very long time. But it took me a long time to be me in real estate, to drop the mask, to just learn that I wouldn't be for everybody, but the more authentic I was, the better I could serve people. And so now in my home opens, I wear very bright clothes, usually dresses. I never used to wear dresses. People can say, oh, I've come in to see what you're wearing today, Julie. It's usually orange. It's not always orange, but it's usually orange. I'm yet to convince the ATO that they should be tax deductible, but they should.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
A couple of quick questions, Elise, over to you. Got a couple there from
Oh,
Scott.
yeah, we sure do. So Scott, with the $500 referral reward, is it a Visa card?
It can be done that way. At the moment, we are just doing a transfer. We're doing a bank transfer.
And Scott's made a great point. Would you tailor it to clients, e.g. a $500 Crown gift card, etc.?
I think keep it simple. And I just think it's much easier if it's always the same.
Cash is
And I
king.
haven't met anybody that doesn't like money.
And just on that, you know, one of our industry partners, the name's just escaped me. How terrible is that?
Wanderer?
What, say again?
Wanderer.
No, not
No?
Andres. There's another industry partner we've got that they actually can make your own gift cards, and it can be branded. It can be orange, it can be whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know that sounds terrible.
no,
it's escaped me now, but you can get your own branded gift cards. How good's that?
That's very good.
Yep. And
Very,
over
very
there,
good.
Karen Braun, she's put something in there. Oh, yep. Sorry, just a pick up on the pens. I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kerry's onto it.
She's onto it already. Fantastic.
Terrific.
Vicky Gardner saying branded gift cards, of course, yes. Oh, any store gift cards. Thank you, Steph Longley. You saved the day for me. How embarrassing was that? Any store gift cards, and they can brand them.
Oh, we'll
any
make
way
a
you
note of
like.
that. Love that.
We'll get the details out to you.
Yeah, very good.
Perfect.
So I'm very happy to pass the baton on to my partner in crime, Carole. Carole's business, we all just admire so much. She just works with so much ease and flow, and she's very authentic. So, Carole, let us know what you are doing for your referral tribe.
Okay, well, number one, I don't drive a branded car. Because if I did, I'd probably be in trouble, because I do put my foot down sometimes, and I am always authentic. And if somebody pisses me, upsets me, I'll let them know. So that's why I don't drive a branded car. But it might make me behave if I did, but I'm certainly not going to get one.
Nothing will make you behave.
Hey?
Nothing will make you behave.
No, it probably won't, no. So about 2 years ago, I started a monthly referral club. And that is, I came up with this idea about having a referral club with a small number of people, like the people that I really like, the people that I really had a deep connection with. So they're not just ordinary. They were people who really were connected. And I probably build it up to about 50, but I probably won't go past that, because I want to keep it simple and I want to keep it really easy to manage. So every month they get an email and an SMS with who's won the prize. Now, these people don't know each other. It's a private club, and every month it says who's won, and it says what they're going to get next month as the prize. I think I'm not being big-headed, but the clever part of this for me was, number one, it shows that I work in a lot of suburbs, and I think that sometimes is a barrier for some of our agents who are only seen as working in a particular area. So these people get shown, oh, that she sold to Mary in Banksia Grove last month, and she got the prize, So the prize is I try to keep it so that local businesses benefit from this as well. So like if it's Kingsley, I've got Markettles, I'll use Waldex, and I'll let the businesses know that I'm using them as a gift card, and it's usually $100. It's really, really cheap to run. And every month they get this email and SMS, and it tells them that if you refer me just for an appraisal, you'll get a bottle of champagne, which they do, and a gift at settlement will be $500. And in this club, there's the monthly prizes, and as I say, it's usually about $100. It can be a Visa card, whatever. And it's not random. I'm being straight with you. It's not random. I will pick a name, and I've got the next 6 months already done. And I am clever enough to go, okay, if she's won the prize in Kingsley, then the prize is going to be around Kingsley and Woodvale, right? So that's what I do. So if you've got any questions on that, let me know. But it's good for beginners, because nobody knows how many's in the club, and nobody knows anybody. So you could say that, that you could put that Mary out at, Tapping one. So I'm not being dishonest. I actually do give the prizes out. They are real people. But if you were starting and you only got 1 or 2 people, well, you could use these 1 or 2 people and make out that you got more. I think sounds sleazy.
The beauty of your process, Carole, it is like a hidden process. So it's not a Facebook group or anything like that. They don't know who else is in it. That you're just, and I think the other key thing that you mentioned when we spoke earlier is that you personalize every single message for every single member every single time.
Because things are happening in their lives. And I remember, I'm close to these people, or I know them very well. So like last month, congratulations, I hear Brooke's here with us now, because she just had a baby. And then the mums who were in the club say, you must be so happy to have got a new grandchild in the family. So it's very personal. So they know it's not, oh, she's sending this out to a bunch of people and we don't mean anything to them. So, yeah. So it's been easy to do. It's cheap to do. And I do it every single month. And it goes SMS or whatever. And I keep it simple. That's what it looks like, what they receive. I might change it around this year. I don't know. But it's been very consistent.
Really well with it. Can you move on to your coffee van? Because I tried to replicate that, but it didn't work for me like it has for you. So tell us about how you're doing that and what you're getting out of that.
Right, I do a local coffee van at a Kingsley school, and it's very non-salesy. I will turn up in yoga gear. I will turn up in whatever I'm going off to do next. So if I'm going off to do an appointment, I'll be in business gear. But if I'm going off to yoga, I'll be in yoga gear.
And how often?
Is whenever they have their assembly. So it's usually once a month. And I have been very straight with them, because at one point they weren't really advertising it and they weren't really getting behind it. So I said to them, if you don't get your act together, I'll be pulling the pin. So I don't need to stand here for an hour every Friday when assembly's on, doing coffees with you guys. I've got better things to do with my life. So you either support this and get the coffees and advertise it, or I'm out. Well, that really smartened them up. So now they're probably a bit scared of me, but I don't really care. So now they do come to the coffee van, and it's really lovely. I've had several referrals from it, and it's not being a salesperson again.
So what's that costing you, Carole, and what does the school get out of it?
It cost me $320 for the coffee van, and every coffee that they buy is a donation to the school. And
is that a fixed price?
No, I tell them it's going to the school, so please let me know what you'd like to donate. So last week I'd got a couple of people who did $20 and $10 for one cup of coffee, because they know it's going to the school. So I even if they know it, I say every time, the donation's going to the school. And they go, oh, that's so kind of you. And I go, well, it's a great school, great community, which it is. So on the subject of sponsorship, don't sponsor people if they're not coming back to you and reciprocating. So I did sponsor a women's soccer club, and I did that for 2 years. I got nothing out of it. They were not doing the stuff on socials that you should have been doing. I gave them fair warning, said, you either smarten up or I'm gone. I'm gone. So it's got to be reciprocal. I'm not, because they all think that we've got lots of money. They all think that you can ring up and they'll give you anything. I'm a very generous person, and I will give, but I will not be used. So that's
great tip.
Where it's, yeah. So like today, I've got International Women's Day. I've donated $1,000 for a prize today. I'm going to this lunch. You know, if it's not worthwhile, I won't do it next year. Just be. It's a business that you're running, and as Manos says, you know, you got to be profitable, and don't be used.
So on a side note, Carole, we haven't got it up on the board, but I think one of the things that you do really, really well that I think everybody in Black Salt will benefit from is your referral process. You are very good at capturing referrals. So can you just walk us through, because I think reviews. Yeah. I think reviews lead to referrals. So tell us your review process, please.
So my review process is, as soon as they become unconditional, finances through building and pest is all done, instantly I go to them and say, can you please do a review for me? They're on a high. They are so happy. Everything's smooth sailing. And I do it purposely at that point. Don't do it at settlement, guys, because if you do it at settlement, sometimes things go wrong that's got nothing to do with you. You know, like it can be a delay in settlement, or, you know, removal list cancelled or whatever. It doesn't matter whether you had anything to do with it or not. It still reflects on you. So always do it when they're unconditional and when they're on a high. And if they don't do it, I nag. She
does, guys. I've heard her nag. She's a good nag. And where do you start? Do you start with realestate.com or Rate My Agent?
No, I start with realestate.com, and then when I've got that review, it gets copy and pasted to Rate My Agent, who will then hopefully get it fed through to Google. But I've now made sure that in my template on Rate My Agent, I asked them to make sure that they push it through to Google, because I wasn't really saying that, and they weren't getting pushed through that often. I've got a very good strike rate on realestate.com, but I do nag. I mean, I've got one who hasn't given me one for 3 weeks, and she got a message last night to say, and I know I've done nothing wrong. Did I do something wrong? So I'll do the guilts. Did I do something wrong? Because I can't understand why I haven't got my review yet. Oh, Carole, I'm so sorry. I'm getting onto it now. And you better do, or I'll be back to you again in 2 days' time.
And so you always state that it must be a 5-star review too, don't you?
Yeah. Ask for what you want.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We got any questions, Elise, for Carole?
Have we lost Elise?
No,
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 I'm
no, she's
here.
looking, she's reading.
I can't
There's
see
no
her.
Patient,
questions,
Doris.
I can't
just a
see
lot
her.
of agreeance. Does
Lots of agreement.
anyone have any questions that they're wanting to pop through?
surely there must be a question or two.
All good?
I'll put something out there. Like, you've got a small group of
Yeah.
referral advocates, I guess we're going to call them.
Yeah.
So however many there are, I see here in the notes 35 solid advocates, fantastic. Can you imagine their networks? And
Oh
then,
yeah, that's the whole
and
point.
then their networks, and it just tentacles out, doesn't it?
The ripple effect, Arthur.
Yep, so clever. Well done.
Yeah.
Very
Got a
good.
few coming through now. From Lee, the price of the van again, please.
$3.20 every time I have the van, which is roughly once a month. And I stand at the van for an hour. I take the money, because that's what I said to him. I said, I'm in charge of money. Fisher's in charge of making the coffees. Don't ask me to make a coffee. And so I have time to talk to them. So, like, for instance, last week, there was a guy and I said, oh, how are you? And he goes, oh, I'm a bit stressed. I said, what for? He said, oh, 10 of the wives are going away this weekend to Bali and we're in charge of all the kids. And I went, you'll be fine. And he went, oh, thanks. So it was just lovely to just talk to somebody, and nothing to do with, I always make sure it's not real estate unless somebody asks me a real estate question, and then I'll answer or have a conversation, but it's not about real estate.
Just being a nice human.
Just be a nice human being.
Yeah,
You can't fail if you're a nice human being, actually.
very true.
And one
I'm-
from Peter, do you send your reviews through Ignite as a text message or via email?
Email. I didn't know I could do them through Ignite, at least, to be honest.
You can.
Yeah. No.
There's a training session for us, Carole.
Yeah.
I'll send
No,
you the
I
recording.
just do an email and I just, chuck it through instead. I do what's ever easiest. If there's a shortcut in life, I'll find it.
Through that.
And one from Andy, other than selling in the area, do you have any other attachment to Kingsley Primary School?
No.
No. So I do look at, so the other two schools approach me. I'm not their major sponsor, but they approach me. And there's one thing every year one of them does, and that's they do a dad's night on a Saturday night, and they camp with the kids, and it's called Hally Dads. So I've done that for about 4 years. That's really successful. And then the other school, Goolilal, they have asked me for about 3 different things for sponsorship. So I will do the other schools. And I do use branded pens, by the way, and I've got a different supplier, and I'll find out who mine is. But pens, they love pens.
Yours are fancier than mine, Carole.
Well, last night I did a home open, and it was a midweek home open with 35 groups of people through. And they always want, when they've done the feedback sheet, they seem to want to give you the pen back. And I go, no, it's a present. And they go, oh, really? And I go, yeah, off you go. Enjoy your present. And the other thing at my home opens, I always have notepads, giveaway notepads. I have notepads out. I have my DL flyers because I was #1 on realestate.com, not last year before, for reviews. That's out. If I'm in tapping, I've got Agency of the Year flyers out. If I'm in a house where you're downsizing or possibly downsizing, I've got a couple of books that I put out that they're free to have. So I put stuff out that they can take and that they'd be happy to, and obviously business cards.
And she's always dancing.
Yeah, and I've always got music on.
She's always.
And you do occasionally get one grumpy person who will say, oh, I don't really like the fact that you got music on today. And for one person, who cares? 99% of them love it.
I think that's a big thing, Carole, that don't stop doing things
No.
because of the exception.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we try new things out and there'll be somebody, like for instance, I got a complaint today about my letterbox dropper. Well, I'm not going to stop letterbox dropping because of one complaint, but I made sure I handled the complaint as well as I could. So,
and I think the major thing, like I know you're the same in home opens, is but have fun with them. Like I actually enjoy home opens. If you're gonna be there, you might as well enjoy it. So I actually really enjoy them. last night I brought the bins in for the, for the sellers because it's an empty house. I brought the bins in from it, and then one of the people outside, one of the buyers said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm bringing bins in, aren't I?" And she goes, "Well, God, you're a good real estate agent." And I said, "Well, wouldn't you want your bins bringing in?" She goes, "Yeah." So it's just little
Little
things.
things. It's all the 1%.
Say
That's
a couple
terrific.
more questions as well from George, and I'm thinking this is the referral club, George. Did you start that as a drop initially? How did you actually start that when you first
No,
built it?
it's all been all
Phone
straight
calls.
away. Straight away, it's been phone calls and then email follow up. And I ask them, like if somebody's referred me, I'll go, "Can I put you in my referral club?" Or if I really, really like them, I'll say, "Can you do me a favour? Do you want to be in my referral club? It doesn't cost you anything. There's a monthly prize." And they'll say, "I'd refer you anyway, Carole." And I go, "Yeah, but isn't it nice to get a prezi?" And they go, "Yeah." So that's just, don't push it. Just be, let it happen.
Let it
And
breathe.
with the champagne for every appraisal, are you clocking that? Do you tell everyone how many champagne
Yes.
bottles you've given out per month? Yeah.
Yes. So when they get the email with this attachment, it says, "Hi." I'll have done the personal bit, but then I'll say, "This month I gave away 4 bottles of champagne. I gave away $1,000 for referral fees." And then I always end up with, "I'm incredibly grateful for your support." And I change it every month, but without you, I wouldn't be as successful, and I wouldn't have as a thriving a business. So I just always be grateful.
Gratitude. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
with those champagnes as well, because I feel like that's such a great idea to keep them hot, because appraisals, you can't guarantee they're going to list straight away. So they're
No.
not going to see the benefit of that referral reward straight away. Does that, do you ever track how many of those ends up leading to that $500 settlement referral as well?
No, I could do. I suppose I could. I just don't really.
She's not a numbers girl, Ellie.
I'm not a numbers girl. I do what I think. See, I work on what feels right.
Mm.
I think that's gold.
Very good.
We've got a couple more questions as well. With the reviews, how many platforms do you request the reviews on?
First of all, realestate.com. That's it. Then it can be copy and pasted, because you can't get it from Rate My Agent and then go to realestate.com. You'd have to have 2 separate reviews, and nobody wants to do multiple reviews for you. I won't want to. If I've done it, I've done it.
Vicky's put a hot tip in there as well off the back of that. They use email to include the link for both at the same time and then ask them to copy and paste it.
Right.
Thanks, Vicky. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great, Doris. Thank you. That lots of gold in there. I've taken loads of notes on that.
And the one thing that's on the slide that I didn't say was consistent client engagement. Just, if you've worked with me, you will hear from me, unless you decide you don't want to, and then that's fine. If you say that you don't want emails or phone calls anymore, that's fine. But I will always keep in touch with people.
As long as you like them, Carole, because I know you're
yes,
very quick to archive them if they're
well, you know, if I've done an appraisal and I didn't get it, my saying, "You're dead to me."
No, there's one for the ages. Can I just throw one in? I think when people are starting this type of process, this type of club, right, the referrers club, whatever you want to call it, there's always an expectation, when is it going to come back to me? Okay, because like you said, it needs to be reciprocated. There's a young fellow that works for me here in our office, and he said, "Can you give me some direction? I want to sponsor a local grassroots soccer club that he used to play at, but I'm afraid of giving him a lot of money and not getting anything back." And I said, the way I used to do it was this, and it was really simple. I would present at the club. I would go physically, and I actually went with Cameron when we did, because he wasn't confident enough, I guess, at that point to present himself. So I went presented on his behalf, and I said, what we would like to do for your club is we would like the club to reach out to your network of people, identify a property seller, pass that on to us. We'll commission the sale. We'll do everything for them. They will have to pay their marketing, because the marketing is the marketing. But every dollar of commission will be redirected back to the club. We're doing this for nix, for nothing, right? So the seller redirects the money to the club, and that way the club can raise some needed funds. Then I asked them a question. I said, what's been the biggest support you've ever had, monetary support from anyone? And they said, well, it happened to be from another estate agent a number of years ago, and that was about $3,000. I said, we're giving you the opportunity to raise more than 12. Are you in? And they
Old
said,
answer.
we are. Within weeks, ladies, they identified a seller. Cameron took the property on. It was sold within a week. He took a deep breath when he had to write the check for a $12,500 sort of made up check. To them, the money does get redirected from the seller, can't come to us because then there's a tax component. So we don't want to pay tax on that money, obviously. So the seller pays the club made their $12,500. I believe they're naming a stand after young Cameron or something like that. They're only a grassroots club. That's the biggest support they've had in a long time. Can I tell you, he asked me the question, do you think I'll ever see the 12.5? Well, since then, he sold 3 properties from
Amazing.
the soccer club's network.
Yeah, well, I'll be R&Ding that one, Arthur.
You've got to start with one. And I know we can't do this all the time, but to give one away a year, I reckon is a really good thing to do. The money doesn't come from you, it comes from the seller, but it's off your efforts. And young Cameron now is engaged with 3 other network partners of this soccer club, and it's starting to work for him. So there's another idea as well. Carole, pages of notes, well done. I love Carole's club. It just rings a bell. And I can see here Lisa from Woodvale won last month, or September 24. Obviously, that goes back. But
you see, Lisa, she's real, obviously. She was.
You never use a surname, do you? Just a first.
No. Just the name and just the first name and the suburb. Lisa bought from me. She then referred her sister, who sold with me. Her sister then is in the referral club, and she referred a seller in Pearsall, which settled yesterday. So she's going to get $500. It ripples.
That's beautiful.
Quite quickly too. And the other thing that happens with that is you become the generational agent. So you get to deal with the kids and the grandkids. I say it am I. But yeah, you become the family's agent. So really, really important. Okay, well, I am so excited to hear from Aisha. Aisha has built such a beautiful business, and she has definitely built it by being a nice human. So Aisha, over to you. Tell us how, when we grow up, we can be Aisha Coe.
Thank you so much, ladies. I have to say, I just want to start off by saying I've also written like 2 pages of notes from what you've just said, even though I had another 2 pages from earlier in the week when we were doing our catch-up session. But I picked up so much stuff there. And I think for me, I loved what you said about dropping the mask. I really resonated with that because when I first got to Australia, I actually had a very different accent. My accent was probably sounded a bit too posh and a bit more fake, a bit posher. I go back and look at some of my property videos from 8-9 years ago when I was working in Melbourne, and my accent is completely different. And it's really interesting what happens when you get confident in yourself and you become more authentic and you go, no, you know what? This is me. I'm going to be professional with you, but I'm not going to fake it. I'm just going to be myself. How much more engagement and business and connection that you get with the client. And my business has gone through the roof since I've stopped putting on any kind of act or pretending or worrying. Just go in there. If you get it, great. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. 2 other things I love.
Just stopping on that. So two key things that you said then, Aisha. Authenticity, but having that abundance mentality as well.
Yeah.
And I think that allows you to be authentic, and it also allows you to say no to bad business. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And I've only really done that, letting go of bad business, in the last probably 4 or 5 years. I've been in real estate for 17 years now. And I think obviously starting off in a new country 12 years ago, there was this need to take on everything and make sure nothing misses, that falls through the net. But now I've really understood and I've seen what our business does to you as a person and your mentality, which then filters out to the rest of your business, and it's just not worth it. Two other things I really loved about that session, quickly before I go into my bits and pieces, because I think you guys deserve massive recognition for what you've just demonstrated to us. I love the pens. That's something I'm going to go online and order today. Just going up to someone and saying, do you know this pen's worth $500? They're probably thinking, what on earth is she talking about? I think it's funny.
They know I'm nuts, but they think I'm more nuts.
Yeah, and it adds a bit of humour, gets them sort of thinking, or icebreaker. I absolutely love that. And also, you guys mentioned about having a conversation at the coffee van, not about real estate. So just talking to people about life. You don't even need to tell them you're a real estate agent. That might naturally come up in the conversation, and then it doesn't look like you're trying to get business. You're actually just trying to interact with a human in the community. And this is something that happened to me the other day. I'm renovating a house at the moment, and someone in my street was outside putting up a new fence. And I've been watching him as I've been driving by paint his new fence. But you know what? I'm just going to pull over and get out and go and talk to him and say, hi, I'm one of your neighbours. We haven't met before. I've been admiring your fence. I just wondered if I could have the details of whoever did it for you. And we just talked about this fence for a good solid 20, 30 minutes. And then he said to me, oh, which house are you at? And I said, I'm just up the road on number 47. He's like, oh, cool. You know, what do? Do you work local? And it just came up naturally in conversation, and we swapped phone numbers. So that was a really nice, authentic interaction in the community. I was in my gym gear. I wasn't in my suit or anything, you know. And we've had a couple of texts exchanged since. So let's get into it, shall we? My approach for referrals is it's a little bit similar to what the girls have already been through already, but I do have another area that I'm really focused on that is working for me tremendously, and that's social media. So social media, I get one lead a week from Instagram. Not sure if you guys are aware that in Instagram messages, if AI is so powerful now that Instagram has picked up and almost read the conversation and can detect whether it's a lead or not if you have a business page on Instagram. So when I get a message, the message actually highlights purple. And if you add to tell you it's a lead, and it will say lead next to it. I can do another session on this with you guys another time, but I went through my messages the other day, and it's nearly every other message is lead, lead, lead. I've got my friends and family messaging me on there as well. One thing I do want to say about social media, I have a lot of friends who are, you know, they've been on TV, they're influencers, you know, they've got this big digital network of people, and I'm talking hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers. But I don't have that, and that's totally okay, because my followers, as you can probably see on the screen, I've got about 3,000 there. Everybody that I follow or follows me is someone that I know, other agents, local trades in my area, my friends and family, and people who actually live in my community. So it doesn't really matter. Having 100,000 followers, it is irrelevant if those people are actually not going to buy or sell a house and they're not interested in real estate. Because realistically, those people could be just people that like following you. It might be a 20-year-old in India. It could be bots. Bots are a big thing now, fake profiles, scammers. So you've really got to, the followers are not important with regards to the number. It's about who your followers are. One thing I will say about social media is I haven't actually worked in the industry for 3 months now, since I exited my previous company. However, I was looking at my stats online, and my views have gone from 20,000 per, I think it's a month, to over 50,000 per month. But I haven't posted a single house for sale.
What do you put that down to then, Aisha?
Well, I put it down to, I think a portion of those people are other people in the industry going, where's Aisha gone? What's she doing next? They're waiting to see my announcement of where I've gone and what I'm doing. I think a lot of people in the community have recognised that my listings have come down or swapped to another agent's name. And they're also wondering, what's she up to? Because I'm getting messages as well, a lot of messages from people in the community and starting conversations with them. And then that leads to a phone call saying, hey, I'm just letting you know what I'm up to. Have you got any thoughts of selling this year? Yeah, we might do. Keep in touch. So then I'll call them again as soon as I've launched. So I've got a list now, a chase list already, just through engagement on Instagram. One thing I will say about that as well, I do think there has been an influx in views on my Instagram in particular recently, because not everyone wants to see just listed, just sold. It's this repetitive posting. People just scroll past. People don't really care about that anymore. So I had to think outside the box. I thought, oh my gosh, I haven't got any houses to post. So what am I going to do? I've been promoting a lot of local businesses recently. So there's a new Pilates studio that's opened up down the road from me within walking distance. So I have gone to the classes and I've posted about that new Pilates studio. I've been promoting lifestyle things, what's happening in the area. I've also been exploring my region a bit more intricately, places that I've never had time to go to before. I'm a massive outdoor person. I love walking, hiking, free diving. So I went snorkeling the other day to a reef within Victoria, and it's within an hour's drive from Geelong. And I made a video and I posted about that, and I had so many messages from families saying, we've been dying to take our kids somewhere safe to swim, to go snorkeling. And we're actually going to where you posted this weekend. So posting things that you can do as a family within an hour from where your suburbs are, I think that's really powerful because it's useful. And, you know, families are always wondering, oh, what are we going to do this weekend? And what activities can we do for the kids? And what's cheap and all that sort of stuff. So I found that I wasn't expecting that at all. It just sort of happened. I thought, okay, I need to take note of this and do more stuff.
So you'll do more of that, you think now, Aisha?
Yeah,
more of the genuine connections?
Absolutely. I think when I get the time, but I do think particularly on a weekend, if I'm doing something for myself, why not record it and make it into content? I've also been reintroducing myself to the community and giving them a bit of a background about me. Not a lot of people know that I actually grew up in China until I was about 6 years old. That's a whole nother story. And I've lived in lots of different countries, and I've worked in the London real estate market, the Melbourne real estate market, and the now Geelong regional market. So people don't know that. So just giving them a bit more of a background about me. People want to know who you are. You are your brand. So there's a fine line here between promoting yourself too much and coming across as arrogant and look at me, I love myself. You don't want to do that. But there's a way of doing it that's saying, hey, I'm just letting you know I'm still here. This is what I love, and can't wait to see you. So you just got to remember to be authentic.
Don't you find, Aisha, the more you reveal about yourself, all your different layers, peel off the layers, that gives you an opportunity to resonate with more people, because you're revealing bits of yourself that you haven't revealed before, and there'll be somebody that goes, she's just like me. And people work with people that are just like them.
I've had so many messages from people, direct messages, where they've gone, wow, I did not know about you. That's so cool. How on earth did you end up there? Or, you know, it's just starts a conversation and it's authentic. We don't even talk about real estate. We're just talking about our life journeys, you know. But then again, you've had an opportunity to connect with that person on a human basis, and then they're still going to remember you down the track and go, oh, that agent, Aisha, she's human first, agent second.
Aisha, it's interesting because some of the trainers, when a few years ago, were saying, you know, if somebody's getting in touch with you and you don't know them, check them out on Facebook, find out who they are. I don't want to know who they are before I meet them. I don't want to know anything about them before I meet them. I want to be meeting them for who they are on that day. Yeah. And then I'll find out who they are. So I don't agree with these trainers who say research people and find out what the personality is and all that. To me, that's a load of nonsense.
And I have a load of people who I wouldn't even bring any of that stuff up at an appraisal. I'm not there to talk about myself. I'm there to give them what they want, find out what they want, and then deliver a solution.
Yeah.
But what will happen typically after an appraisal is then they'll go and look at me online and do a little bit of background checks. So I want to have, but not only that, they also see all the comments of what other people have written underneath and go, oh, this person's really well respected in the industry. She's got all these other agents commenting and supporting her, and she's got a massive following. I really like her style and the fact that she's not driving around in Ferraris and wearing a Rolex and, you know, a Gucci dress or whatever. No disrespect to anyone who does do that, by the way. You've obviously done very well for yourself.
But that's so funny. In every listing presentation, I say I'm not a Maserati driving, suit wearing megalomaniac. I'm just a megalomaniac.
So moving on, how do you build your referral network online? So the way that I started this by doing this, it happens by itself now, but the way that I started was I got a virtual assistant to follow because I didn't have the time to do this. I gave her access to my account, and there is a way that you can do that that's where they don't have access to your messages. And I got her to follow all the local businesses in Geelong. And then I also got her to follow all their followers. So like what Arthur was talking about earlier, your referral network with those local people, imagine who they speak to and who they speak to. It's all these tentacles that can expand into so many different areas and people, and you just never know who's going to cross your path. So that's the way I started to do it when I first moved to Geelong, because you've got to remember, I moved to Geelong, I didn't know anybody, I was on my own, I didn't have any family here, I didn't have any friends here, I had absolutely not one single person I knew, and I moved to a completely different area. So that's how I had to start off building my network.
Aisha, can I ask a question on that?
Sure.
So you're reaching out to people you don't know to follow them. Do you get any pushback on that?
I haven't really had any pushback, no.
Good.
No.
I shall be R&Ding that.
I've had people not accept the request, like you know how you get some people who are very private, like families, and they only want people, their friends and family, on their Instagram, and they're thinking, who's this chick, this real estate agent's trying to follow me? Yeah, I've had people not accept the follow, but I wouldn't say any pushback with regards to like rude messages or anything like that. So I think people are, especially business people who are interested in real estate, it all goes back to who they are, doesn't it? You know, if they're interested in real estate and they're actually thinking of potentially buying or selling, or they're just interested in property and they like looking at houses online, they'll be more inclined to accept your request. So moving on to how to build your network, the other ways that I have been very successful in building my referral network is introducing myself to local businesses in person. So it's not all about Instagram, guys. Yes, it's a good thing to do, and it definitely works for me, and it's a massive part of my business. But you're never going to be an attraction agent just because of social media. You've actually got to be out there in real life, connecting with people. So introducing myself to local businesses. Bunnings has been my best friend. As I'm renovating a house myself at the moment, I have a renovation Instagram page just for my renovation, about all the things I've learned. I've tried to do it myself. So I've got videos of me pulling up floorboards, painting, doing all sorts of crazy things, and going to Bunnings quite a lot. And as I'm learning about the renovation journey myself, I've never done this before. I'm asking a lot of people at Bunnings, do you know where this is, or what aisle do I go to? I did actually end up talking to one of the workers there who was so kind. He said, come with me. I will show you exactly what you need. What is it you're trying to do? I showed him on my phone. He took me down the aisle. He showed me what to get. He said, this should do the job. If it doesn't work, bring it back and I'll swap it over for you. I said, thank you so much. You've been so helpful. And we just got talking. Anyway, about 3 weeks after that, he ended up calling me because we swapped numbers. I told him I was a real estate agent, just had to drop that in there. And I ended up listing his house for sale. Him, his partner, his 2 kids were moving to Queensland, down in Clifton Springs. So look, you never know where you're going to meet people. It doesn't have to be through just prospecting. It's every single interaction that you have in your life, coffee shops, the gym. There's always opportunity out there. Connect with other agents. That's been a massive one for me. I have worked in London. I've worked in Melbourne. I've worked in Perth. I now work in Geelong. Throughout my real estate journey, I've kept in touch with all my ex-colleagues, most of them anyway. And I have kept in touch with clients throughout that journey. So I've got this huge network now across Australia and even in the UK, where I've even referred 2 properties to my old manager in England, who's successfully listed and sold those properties in South London. So everywhere you go, you're going to meet people. You've got to chime in and think, do I want to work with this person in the future? Is this a good person? Can I connect with them? And if that's a yes, keep hold of them, keep in touch with them, because you never know when you're going to cross paths down the track in the future. Connect with other agents. I've had quite a few referrals from other agents all over Australia. Post authentic videos about yourself. You don't need to be bragging or anything like that, but just little snippets about what you like to do. Networking events, that's been a big one for me. So BNI networking groups. Black Salt, obviously, when I went to the conference there, met a lot of people, met Steph, the lady who was renovating properties in Melbourne, one of the speakers. Since that conference, Steph and I have actually caught up a couple of times, and we're working together on getting some of her properties sold that she's renovating at the moment, even though they're not in my area. Hairdressers. Oh my goodness, this has been a big one for me. Hairdressers, beauty therapists, anyone in that industry, they are the biggest gossipers, okay? They talk to people all day long.
And they talk to so many people, don't they, Aisha?
They do. My hairdresser is
mine are in my referral club, Aisha.
Sorry?
Mine are in my referral club.
You put them in your referral club, yeah, that's exactly right. Like they are literally standing there talking to people in your community every single day. Like it's the perfect opportunity to put them in a referral club, because usually when you sit down at hairdressers, for some females, it's an opportunity to have a bit of vent, what's going on in your life, and they have a bit of a chat. So, and if they're going to sell their house, they're probably going to say, well, I'm actually trying to prepare my house for sale. It's so stressful. We don't know who to go with. Bang, perfect opportunity. Cleaners are another one, and local tradies. I have listed 2 properties already before launch. Both of them came from referrals. So one of them was a buyer that I actually sold this block of land to 2 years ago. And I'll be honest with you, I completely forgot about this block of land and this person. It wasn't in my radar. It's in an area that I don't usually sell in. But because he had such an amazing experience with me, he rang me up. I remembered who he was when he rang me. I said, look, I'm not actually up and running yet, but I will be in a couple of weeks. He said, yeah, that's fine. Don't care about the brand. Don't care about the name. I just want you to do it. And I was like, oh, it feels good when you get those ones, doesn't it, guys?
Because you were memorable, Aisha.
100%. And that was really nice to hear. The second property that I've listed, I've never met before, but they were referred to me from a landscaper that I have been using to renovate my house. We got talking, we have, he's done quotes for my landscaping, really connected, and he's actually given me 3 referrals already in the last month. And I've listed one of them, which will be my first listing with Agents Agency.
That's amazing, Aisha. Are you recognising them monetarily, or is it more a reciprocity type of thing?
So in the past, for top referrers, which in my area are usually builders, I get a lot of independent builders and trades, painters, electricians. I was offering 10% of the commission to them, which is quite a substantial amount, but I believe in reward and recognition. There's a lot of agents in our area that literally advertise in the newspaper, $250 referral fee. I think, oh, $250 probably doesn't do a weekly food shop for a family of 4 anymore. It's not that exciting enough. I won't advertise referrals. I know we're all different and it works for some people, but I think if I post it online, it can sometimes look and feel a bit desperate, especially in my market, which is typically a lot of higher end properties in the country acreage market. So I'll just do it one-to-one verbally. I'll say, look, if this person does end up listing with me, I'll reward you. It will be approximately 10%. And they always say,
well, we paid 20 plus for any of the lead generating sites, don't we? Local agent finder, etc. So 10%, that's very fair.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then the charity that I do and the volunteering I do, I think posting about that and letting people know about that subtly, not pushing it in their face. I've had a lot of good feedback about that, and people who are really, they don't care about property, they don't care about houses, they're not interested in that, but they like the charitable stuff and the fundraising, and then that's made them go, oh, maybe Aisha's a good one, you know, maybe we can talk to her. That's not why I do it, by the way, but I think it's important to promote what you care about, and show people who you are, whether they like it or not, that's their problem. So yes, I don't pay the same amount for everybody, it's a percentage, but I actually, after listening to you, I'm now wondering whether I should probably change my strategy and do the $500.
Well, I think for the industry referrals, I'll be doing what you're doing, Aisha. For the who has my list, I think for who has my list, I would happily pay 10% from the referrals from there. And I think one of the things I didn't mention was for the community groups, we offer the club a referral fee and the referrer a referral fee. So the club wins as well.
And going back to clubs, I did a billboard last year. It was huge in my core area. I bit the bullet and I just did it, and I got so much from it. Like it literally paid for itself. So don't be afraid to do. I know that's more advertising than it is referring, but it gets the community talking. People take pictures and send it to go, hey, I just drove past your face, and you know, all that sort of stuff. It just brings up conversations. One other thing I will say is join community groups online. So when I first got to Geelong, I didn't know anyone. I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to build a network and friends and you know, all that sort of stuff. So I joined a Facebook group called Expats of Geelong, Poms of Geelong. So it was English people. And they organised a Sunday roast dinner at a local pub. And I was really nervous. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go. I don't know anyone here. Don't know the ages, but I'm just going to go and see what happens. So I did go along to that, and I had such an awesome time. And I ended up listing another block of land from that catch up and selling it. which is the piece of land I've just relisted.
Amazing. The
For my
connection.
first, the one that's just come back to me. So all because of a Facebook group, I've now ended up listing my first listing with Agents Agency from years ago, because it's continued on a trickle
That ripple
effect.
effect. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the last word I probably have to say about referrals is people will refer to you simply because they had a memorable experience with you, even if they only met you once. If you've had a genuine nice interaction with someone where you've both walked away thinking, oh, what a nice person, they're going to remember that, and they're going to then go and speak to their sister, go, I met this really awesome chick today, or woman, you know, we've talked about this, she's just lovely. And that person's going to ask who they are, and it just starts another conversation. Every interaction that you have is your brand, not the name above the door, not the colors of your branding. It's you, it's your voice, it's your energy, it's your character, and it's the words you say. But you have to have all of that together, working seamlessly. Because if you say the right words and your energy's off, your brand's broken. So you
absolutely
need to
right, Aisha. I think that's pure gold. It is an energy game.
It is an energy game. Your brand is your energy, and your energy is what's going to give you referrals. Then you don't have to do as much prospecting, because you become an attraction agent.
And you have nicer energy because the work's not so hard.
And you attract the right clients. You can say goodbye to the bad ones, and not just your business will grow, but your personal life.
Everything.
You're going to be a happier person, and everyone in your family is going to benefit from that, and all your friendships. It's just an overall
pure magic. Yeah.
Good puzzle.
That was great.
Yeah.
Elise, do we have any quick questions for Aisha? Because I know we've gone well over time.
Oh, we're doing A-okay. No questions
Unless
yet.
I started speaking.
No, it was so much in there, Aisha. I can't wait to pick your brain about some of the things that you've said. I think we definitely need a separate training course around leads and Insta.
For you. I've been speaking to Manos and Maria about that, about the tech stuff, because I am obsessed with tech, and I've got a lot of things I'm working on at the moment, which will, I think, greatly benefit us all, but I'm just trialing it all out at the moment.
Magic. Can't wait for that. Thank you, Aisha.
Thank you for your time, guys.
Any questions, Elise?
Any questions? Pop them in the chat for any of the speakers as well.
I think that was very informative. I mean, all three ladies have a different, obviously slightly different approaches. Some was intermixed there, but how good, Aisha, terrific. I do recall first time I met you was at the Black Salt dinner, and you did speak about the your charity event. And I remember asking you, you said to me, are you up for coming to Thailand to build some houses in the jungle? And I said, where do we sleep? And you said in tents. I said, no, I'll just donate some money, thanks. I'm not a tent type person, but I said, we'll do something. And of course, you know, but that started off a simple question, you know, like you just threw it out there, and you never know where it's going to stick, right? And I love that about you there. I wrote that down in the chat there. I love that line. If your energy is off, your brand is broken. I love that so much. It's going to go up in my room somewhere. But terrific. Julie, back to you. I won't take up any more of your time. Michael McClure saying, incredible session, ladies. Thank you. Times that by 10. Carole, I love everything you said today as well. A smaller group and the ripple effect. That's just fantastic. No one knows who anyone is in the club. So if you're new, you can have 5 people. No one knows. And, you know, and you're not lying. It's still authentic. It's still real. Julie?
I would just like to summarize by saying referral does not have to be hard. You know, we've heard it from all the speakers. Just be yourself. Find something that resonates with you. Find something that you feel is easy to do, that you can sustain, and let it build. And do a few different things, and you'll attract different tribes and different referees.
Well, you know, Julie, how many people have referred me from dog walking?
Yeah.
I look an absolute mess when I'm walking the dog.
Do you wear branded clothing when you're walking?
No.
Like jackets and stuff?
God, no, I don't want to. No. I just walk and I look a mess because I'm not showered. I just take the dog out. I don't care what my hair looks like. I'm gone. You wouldn't recognise me, and that's quite fun. But it's been authentic again. Who goes out at 6 o'clock in the morning with the makeup on to walk a dog? You know, like I'm walking a dog. I don't care what you think I look like.
I'm joking.
No.
I carry Dentabones in the car to give to the dogs. And people love their dogs more than
Please don't give them Dentabones, Julie.
I do.
They're
Why?
shit
Are they
for
bad?
dogs. They're shit for dogs. They've
I
got
checked with a
antifreeze
vet,
in them.
Carole. She said they were fine.
They've got antifreeze in them.
Okay, we'll take this off screen. Find me some healthy treats then.
You
But I
need
love to bribe the
branded
dogs.
dog bandanas instead. Start handing those out at home as well.
Yes, Elise. Let's do branded bandanas. Orange ones, Arthur.
You know, sorry to interrupt there, but I just had a really awesome idea. If you had branded dog bandanas and you gave it to somebody and you had a little tag hanging off saying, post a picture of you in your dog in our bandanas to win a prize. And then
I needed a new competition. Thanks, Aisha.
A viral online competition of dogs wearing your bandanas. You know, and that's just from out walking out and about, and then you've got all them on your social media, which is your database.
Love it. Just on that, competitions are a great way to build your referral base too. So I'm huge on competitions. We didn't mention that, but competitions will, especially if they're tagging friends to increase their opportunity to win, you'll just be introduced to a lot more people and people will remember, and they do love their dogs, Aisha, so I'm stealing that idea. Thank you very much. Arthur, you've coped very well with 3 very loudmouth women today. No wonder Manos handballed it to you.
No, Em and Emma are in Sydney. You know, they're off to another day, another conference. But really appreciate it, ladies. Well done. Thank you. Thanks for hosting, Julie, Carole, and Aisha. Thank you very much. We'll just go through, of course, on the Black Site website. You can download all your workbooks and downloads. Thank you, Elise. And the next session is on the April the 3rd. I couldn't see that. And it's called Breaking the $1 Million Barrier. So we've got some now. I know his name is Leonidas Prostos. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that. And if I'm having trouble, go figure. Jess Waits is on, of course, and Paul Organzidis. So Breaking the $1 Million Barrier, the 3rd of April. You got to tune in for that one. That's the next one there. Anything else in the chat box before we say goodbye to everyone? No, everyone's just saying how good the session was, which is fantastic. I think that's it from me. Anything else to throw up?
As always, reach out to any of us. We are all happy to share. So if somebody wants to know some nitty-gritties on any of the things that we've put forward today, hit us up.
Perfect. Well said. Lovely. Ladies, thank you very much. Have a great day to our Black Salt community. Again, we thank our industry partners, because without them, this isn't it's nothing's for free, and they help it along. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day. Again, to all our friends in Queensland, Godspeed with you all. I hope it goes well with you guys up there. Take care. You're in our thoughts. Bye.
Thanks,
for now.
guys.
Guys, have a good day.